Hello, hello. On today's live, we're doing a calibration torture test on the A1 Mini. If you have any questions about it, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to get one, they are $100 off right now. So check that out. This is the first calibration test I did on the A1 Mini, which is the standard settings. Not terrible, but not perfect. So I went in and tweaked a few things, and we're going to see if we can get it any better. Go ahead and tap the screen a couple times. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, if you'd like to get a printer, tap a little shopping bag down here. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the A1 Mini, feel free to put them in the chat. Don't be shy. Now, the one thing I can't quite figure out how to get better on these calibration tests is the really tiny text right here. Right there. It's gotten a little better. Like you can read it says 0.4 instead of just blue. But that is really tricky to lock in. I think that might be more like a filament temperature thing than a print speed issue. So I might do some like temperature calibrations, some temperature towers. don't know, it might just be beyond the limits of like a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Like I could try this test with a 0.2 millimeter nozzle and see if it comes out clear. It's entirely possible. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to get yourself a printer, you can tap the little shopping bag down here. We're doing a torture test on the A1 Mini today. Now, once I get into these calibration tests, I start thinking about like a bunch of different changes I could make to get better print quality. And one thing I do want to point out is when you're going from test to test, you just want to change one thing. Because if you go in and change too many things, you may not know what you changed that actually fixed it, and you may mess something else up. So going from test to test, just make one change. So don't get too confused. For anyone just joining in, this is the A1 Mini 3D printer from Bamboo Labs. It's probably the most user-friendly, beginner-friendly 3D printer I've ever seen. It's currently on sale for $199. Pretty good price for what this printer can do. If you've ever wanted to get into 3D printing, I think this is an excellent place to start. If you have any specific questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Thanks for watching. Trying to get a 3D printer to create a stadium for my friends. I don't know which one. Well, if it's going to be your first 3D printer, I'd point you towards either the A1 or the A1 Mini. The main difference between those two machines is the bed size. So it depends on how large of a stadium you're trying to make. For larger pieces, I'd point you towards the A1. If you just want to cut it into pieces and then like put it all together, you can do it on the A1 Mini. You can get this bad boy right here for $199 right now. The A1 is $299. Nah, dude. Hard pass. Just go to Walmart. I do recommend getting the combo if you can afford it. That's the printer and the AMS Lite. This lets you print with up to 4 different colors. Multicolor printing is just kind of coming into its own, and I think this is like the best setup right now to like for beginners. It's a pretty awesome deal for $350 to get into multicolor printing. Like, it's under $500. It's a great printer, and you can print with multiple colors. If you just want to print one color, you can totally get the A1 by itself, but the combo is a pretty good deal. If you want to learn more about the eyeball, I do have a pinned video about it on my TikTok profile. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We're showing off the A1 Mini 3D printer from Bamboo Labs today. If you'd like to get one, you can buy one down here. If you're enjoying the live, make sure to tap the screen and hit the follow button. Thanks for watching. This is the Kobra 3 from Anycubic. Doing a calibration test on it as well. If you want to learn about the eyeball, go to the pinned video on my TikTok profile. For sure. If anybody else has any questions, let me know. This is the Kobra 3. If you're looking for the bamboo A1 combo, I've got it linked down here. I've got the A1 Mini over here. I don't have the A1. I just got the little version of it. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you're enjoying the live, make sure to tap the screen a couple times. We're doing some calibration torture tests on our 3D printers today. The A1 is just starting the bridging. Looks pretty good. If anybody has any questions about the A1 Mini, put them in the comments down here. If you're enjoying the live, tap the screen a couple times. Thanks for watching. Outside of the size of what are the differences between the A1 and the A1 Mini. Basically the frame is built a bit different. There's just like one like tower on the Z-axis on the Mini. There's two on the A1. And I believe there's two linear rails underneath the print bed on the A1 as well. Other than that, like the camera's the same, the touchscreen is very similar. They're very, very similar machines. The print speed's the same, quality's the same. You just get a larger print bed. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the comments. For carbon fiber, you're going to need like a harder and larger nozzle than the one that comes with it. It comes with a 0.4 millimeter like stainless steel nozzle. I would recommend at least a 0.6 millimeter hardened steel nozzle, probably a 0.8 millimeter nozzle if you want it to last longer. Carbon fiber just really tears up nozzles pretty quickly. You'll also probably have to print with it on the external spool holder. The AMS lite can't really handle tougher filaments like glow-in-the-dark and carbon fiber. Considering the Kobra 3, because of the ACE and up to 8 colors. Yep, if you get two Ace Pro units, you can print with up to 8 colors on the Kobra 3. Pretty cool. And they've got built-in filament dryers, which is great for glow-in-the-dark and pet Jeep. And TPU, it can print TPU, but again, you have to use the external spool holder because of the elasticity of that material doesn't work very well with the AMS unit. So you can't do like multicolor TPU prints, but using the external spool holder, you can print with it. I haven't tried yet, but I do have some coming in to test. Yeah, if you're going from an ender to a bamboo, I don't think you'll be upset. Like, they're pretty great. Any adjustments for settings on purge volume between colors? I've just left them the same because I use a lot of black and white, and when you change between those colors, you really want to make sure the color changes like all the way through. But I have seen people like go in and tweak the purge settings to reduce the amount of filament. So yeah, you can do that. I've just left it at the standard settings. Yeah, dude, you'll love it. Bamboo printers are freaking fantastic. The software is really good. The whole ecosystem is really nice. Even their filament is really good. Yeah, Bamboo's really impressed me. If you have any other questions, please let me know. If you'd like to get a 3D printer, tap a little shopping bag down here. If you're enjoying the live, tap the screen, hit the follow button. Thanks for watching. The X1 Carbon's an excellent printer. It's like their top of the line. So if you're printing with ABS, that or the P1S are both good choices. I've got them linked down here. The X1 Carbon's actually $200 off right now. It's a pretty good deal for the combo. You can get it for $1,000. No, the P1S is enclosed. The P1P is not enclosed. They look very similar. That's basically the main difference between them. So you want to make sure to get the P1S. It's enclosed as well. I think it's something like $400 or $300 cheaper than the X1 Carbon. No, you're fine. I got them confused a lot when I first started looking into Bamboo. They look a lot alike. A1 is still not crushing it on that overhang. This is the second one from the Kobra, and it got it pretty quickly. Still got a little spaghetti under there. Interesting. I want to get more carbon fiber, also try glass fiber filament. I have seen a lot of issues with clogging with glass fiber. I mean, people are doing it, but again, I'd push you towards like larger nozzle sizes. No, I still haven't got to try out Hyperlaw, dude. Like, it's stuck in the mail somewhere in Ohio for some reason. Like, I don't think it's the shop's fault. I think it's just UPS has lost it or something. It shipped out on the 9th. Like, it's been sitting in UPS in Ohio for 20 days. It's a bit frustrating, because I really want to try it out. Yeah, I sent a message to like your business account about it this morning. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Yeah, the bridges are pretty good on both of them, on the Kobra 3 and the A1 Mini. Like, there's no like filament that completely drops, and there's a little bit of drooping on the longer one, but like the middle-sized one and the small one come out really nicely on the Kobra and the A1 Mini. I'm pretty impressed with the bridging on both, and I really haven't had to tweak anything with it. Like, the main thing is the very tail end of the overhang here and this tower, the second half of it. That's really hard to get right. I'm not sure what to do. The A1 does a bit of a better job on the tower, but then the ball ain't so pretty. This is the first try on the A1. That's what it's printing right now. It went kind of acorny. I mean, yeah, I've been really impressed with most of the tests. Usually my printer, the first time I do it, it fails all over the place. And this is like just really small, like just extremes on that overhang. So pretty impressive results from the Kobra 3 and the A1 Mini. To the point where I'm like not sure what to tweak to get it better. Like on the Kobra, first try on that 90% angle overhang, there's a little spaghetti. Second try, it was completely solid. Like really, really nice. And then, let's see here. That's the third try. And it's just, this is the best I've ever seen. It's printing on air. Pretty good. So the Kobra actually beat the A1 as far as that goes. And the bamboo does really good, like halfway up the ball. Like, it did really, really nicely, and then like that top third of it just goes nuts. I think it just printed way too fast. So hopefully what I tuned will slow that top part of it down. Yeah, dude, in the past I've had this part of the calibration test almost always just like pop off and break. So really impressive results from both of them. Yeah, it just falls off. That's what I'm used to. So yeah, pretty impressive machines. It's almost getting to its trouble spot. Let's see how it does. I could probably get better results if I switch to gyroid infill. The rectangular infill tends to catch a bit more. Yeah, it's hanging in there. I don't want to jinx it, so I'm trying not to say anything, but it does look pretty good. I am going to change the infill on this. Look at it go. Oh. It's starting to look like liquidy. Yeah, it's better than last time. But yeah, when it starts just like clinging on to the ball, it's not what you want. Not bad though. Little spring at the end. I mean, it pretty much turned into an eyeball. No, this... I understand what you're saying. This is a torture test to test the limits of the printer. So it's meant to see what you can do without supports, pretty much. Our 3D printer is easy to set up and use. If you get a bamboo, they are. These are like super beginner friendly, easy to set up. You can start printing probably the day it comes in the mail. I did. Really like beginner friendly. Bamboo's doing a great job. and at getting like all kinds of people into 3D printing by making it so simple. We'll let that cool down. And while that's chilling, we'll head over here to the Kobra, see how it's doing. Seems like the iPhone of 3D printing world, good ecosystem, good products. Yep, I like their printers, I like their software, and I like their filament. It's a pretty good ecosystem, and they're not super greedy about it either. Like their prices are reasonable for what you get. They're doing it right. Been using Studio for the last 2 weeks and I like it more. Yeah, Bamboo Studio is a great slicer. Wait till you try out the Handy app. It's awesome. Any recommendations for an SLA printer? I really haven't dabbled in resin. It's pretty nasty and toxic stuff. So every printer I've ever had was FDM. Have you tried contacting Bamboo trying to create a support ticket. I mean, they're pretty impressive. I haven't dealt with that specific issue, so I'm not sure how to help you, Trucker Tony. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, they do auto bed leveling before every print. This one's about to run through its startup, so we'll just show you what it does. Typically, what it's going to do is clean the nozzle off on the back here, and then it'll run a multi-point bed level check, then do a flow calibration, and start printing. I'll pull you back over here once it starts. It's going to heat up. Did I make the mount on top of your printer to hold your filament? Yes. So for the Anycubic, I printed this one, and for the A1 Mini, I printed this one. I found it on Maker World. It's just called like A1 Mini AMS Up, and you don't need any extra screws. This cap has the screws that hold this part in, and the AMS foot has the screws that hold this in. So you don't have to buy any extra parts. It's all the parts that are already on the printer setup, which is pretty cool. We'll watch the A1 run through its pre-print process. I like this poop collector, but when there's some poop in it, it does rattle. It's like, hey, clean me out, dude. So you've got the Kobra 3 as well? It's pretty good, honestly. I've been really impressed with it. What are we making? We're making calibration torture tests to high tune our slicer settings to get the best possible results. And honestly, both of these printers are doing a pretty good job at it. So you may have been talking about this top mount. I recently posted a video about it, like where to find the files for this. It's maybe like the 5th or 4th, 6th video on my TikTok profile. You'll see this in the picture of it, but yeah, it's got where you can find this mount and this foot that goes on the back here. I like it a lot. Yeah, a really sturdy, strong built printer. Pretty fast too. And the built-in filament dryer is like the cherry on the cake. Yeah. Thanks for the heart, bro. If anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you're enjoying the live, tap the screen a couple times. Thanks for watching. Looks like a lot of purge. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. This printer doesn't do anything without a good reason for it. It's actually doing a flow calibration right now, so it's making sure that the filament is passing through the hot end nozzle at a consistent rate, I believe. I think that's how it works. I don't know. A lot of this machine is like dark magic and witchcraft. Like, it just works. Alright, so the only change I made between this test and the last test I did is the infill pattern. I am not a big fan of the rectangular default infill pattern. I really like gyroid, so I switched that over, and I bet that makes a huge difference. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I feel like we'll get a better result just from changing the infill pattern. That's my bad. Well, whenever you are ready to get a 3D printer, I do have a playlist on my TikTok profile called A1 Mini. Any of the videos in that playlist are going to have a little shopping bag down here you can order through, and I'll get a commission if you do that. I'll take dark magic over manual math any day. I hear you, dude. But I will say, right, the Kobra 3, like I do have to do manual math with this printer. It does some things better, which is pretty crazy. Did not expect this to like outdo the A1, but it does, like in several places. Heard they're having a good Black Friday sale. They are. At least $100 off every Bamboo 3D printer. The X1 Carbon combo is $200 off. The P1P is $250 off. The A1 Mini's $100 off. The A1, something like $100 off. All good deals. I would probably say about a yard in every direction for the A1. The A1 Mini is about 2.5 feet, if that. It's a pretty small footprint, but the A1's print bed is about 10 inches cubed, so it's a bit of a larger frame. So I'd say about 3 feet in every direction. And that might be overestimating. Well, there you go. Yeah, I bet that would work. One thing I have seen other people do with the A1 and the A1 Mini is they'll like attach a paving stone underneath it, like some carpet wrapped around it, and then like zip tie it to it just to put a little more weight on the bottom of the frame. And that's something I'm considering, especially with the AMS up here like this. It's just really tall without a big footprint. So that is one thing I am considering doing, is just getting like a big paving stone, wrapping it in carpet and zip tying it to the printer, just so it has a bit more base weight. The printer by itself is pretty well balanced, but you add 4 kilograms of plastic on top of it and you get it moving really fast, and you know, you get what you're asking for. I just broke one of my calibration tests. I think the A1 will be a lot of fun for you. It's a pretty good printer. If anybody has any questions about the A1 Mini, feel free to put them in the chat. If you'd like to get yourself one, they're $100 off right now in the TikTok shop. Tap that little shopping bag at the bottom of the screen and get you one. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. this is the Anycubic Kobra 3 with the ACE, built-in filament dryer. You can print up to 4 different colors with one of these, up to 8 different colors if you get 2. Over here we got the A1 Mini with the AMS Lite. It can print 4 different colors with the AMS Lite. Pretty sweet little printer. If you guys have any questions about these bad boys, feel free to put them in the chat. Thanks for watching.